I'm a dude playing a dude disguised as another dude. Well, community, today should be a good day because it's not every day that we get to look at a absolutely 100% genuine Mafex figure, one that we really were looking forward to getting. I mean, will he replace my old Total Heroes, John Henry Steele? I don't know. We were thinking about picking up the McFarlane John Henry Steele. But Japan lobby had this guy for a decent price, $55, and we're like, you know what? Let's go for it. Let's pick this guy up for a decent price. But let's see if was he worth the purchase. I don't know. I am clearly not the first person on the planet to get one of these. As you see, the box is a little on the beat up side. Here goes the side of the box for John Henry. Back of the box with his faces and the things John Henry can do. Look at that, Superman. Reign of the Superman. It doesn't say that, but we all know about the reign of the Superman. But now we can get John Henry out of the box and see all his stuff. And here goes John Henry Steele out of the box, surrounded by all of accessories, looking like brand new money. I mean, he looks really good. I had to turn the lights down a little bit because he was a little bit too reflective. With, of course, his hammer and a couple of heads, 4 extra pairs of hands, and some blast effects. But let's say we take a closer look. Well, let's take a closer look at this guy. We went ahead and put on one of his heads, and obviously we put on his hammer gripping hand and the open hand. I'm of the mindset that I had this, I don't think this will happen with this figure, but just putting on hands that these companies, all of them, should give us extra ball joints just on the off chance that this breaks. Because if it does break, we're kind of up a creek here as we get this back on here. Because I just had that happen to the third-party Superman I was looking at. Good thing is I just bought them, so, hopefully they will either send me some new ball joints or a new Superman or something, but I don't know. That's not neither here nor there. We're here to look at John Henry Irons from Mafex, which is truly one of the most stunning action figures I have ever purchased. Just look at this guy. He is gorgeous. From the rivets around his S, the rivets, the details, the paint. I mean, I assume this is paint. I assume you can't mold plastic to look like this. If that was the case, all of the Marvel Legends Iron Men would look like this. So I assume that this is all metallic paint that this guy has on him. We'll lift up his extremely dynamic cape. Mind you, when you open one of these guys, anytime you open a Mafex, as most people who own these figures know, he has all kinds of plastic protecting his joints. He probably still has bits of plastic in here. And look at the light shining off his metallic buns there, and just the I know this is a minor thing, but I just love the way the piping on his knees moves with his leg. I find that ridiculously cool. And we won't even, the cape itself is truly, so I am still of the mindset that I like free-flowing capes for some reason. This is just a personal preference. free-flowing capes for my Superman, at least. But I guess we'll let John Henry slide on that because he's kind of not a Superman. But yes, this is a truly dynamic cape. You can get this cape to do just about anything that you need it to do. It will flow in the wind if you need it to, as John Henry, stands on the... that was going to happen. John Henry stands. If there was a rock right there, John Henry could rest his hand and stand and look at the sky while his cape flows in the wind. Because this, my friends, is truly a dynamic cape. Goodness. What a figure. Oh, his articulation. Do you care? Okay, sure. We'll go over it. John Henry's legs go out so far. Let's get this hammer out while we do this. Yes, he has the beautiful, smooth, double-jointed knees. I guess if I do have a complaint, it would be that his feet look weird. They look a little small, maybe? I mean, we don't want them to be clodhopper feet like this guy. I mean, those are the ugliest feet I've ever seen. But they're huge. But they're a little small. But other than that, yes, he has nice double-jointed knees. He has ab crunch to go down like that. He can go back like so. He has beautifully articulated, double-jointed elbows. He has head and neck movement that can go all the way around. Obviously, he can twist at the waist and at the chest. What do you need your John Henry irons to do? You got to drop that down to get that up? Yeah, you got to drop that down. As you get your John Henry, not only can we strike a kung fu pose for John Henry, and then just have his cape flow in the wind while John Henry is flying through the air. And then you stick his hammer in his hand. John Henry, died with a hammer in his hand. Died with a hammer in his hand. Here's John Henry next to my total heroes, John Henry, who I guess he'll be replacing, I imagine. Here goes John Henry's next to my third party Kingdom Come Superman, who he's about a half-inch taller than. And here goes John Henry next to a couple of McFarlane figures who are much larger than him. We have Brainiac over here, and one of the biggest disappointments of my action figure collecting life in Val Zod. Like I said, he is dwarfed by these guys. And here goes John Henry next to my Frank Miller Superman. Again, I'm McFarlane. I love the physique of this guy. He's always hanging around. Also, NECA Superman versus Alien figure. Again, he is a Mafex, so he is going to be closer to true 1/6 scale. These are both 7-inch figures. And here goes John Henry next to a Mezco Superman and a DC Collectibles Superman Earth 23. I think that's DC Collectibles. I can't remember. As you can see, he scales very well with the Mezco. He's a little bit bigger, as he probably should be. And of course, this is a much smaller, older figure range who probably scales pretty good with this guy. What did I do with this guy? These two would get along quite well on a shelf. Hey! I have 2 extra Superman figures available if anybody needs them. Let me know. And here goes John Henry Irons, steel, making use of his stand that he came with, which includes also a couple of parts, and of course his feet blaster effects. Is it the best action figure ever made? I think that's the question we need to ask ourselves. Is this the best action figure ever made? Well, it's not the best action figure ever made. This guy has it all. He looks great. He articulates great. No, he's not going to scale very well with your McFarlane figures, but then you had no intentions of moving him in with your McFarlane figures, now did you? A figure like this is going to have to be with your Mezcos and your other Mafexes, and maybe slide in some SHFs or some third-party action in there, because that's who this guy was made to be with. Hey, I'm not trying to do no class shaming or anything like that. We live in the lower income of the discount action figure community. I wouldn't say the projects exactly, but it's almost there. But every once in a while, we get a guy who is something of a work of art. Plus, we got him for not too much money, comparatively speaking. We paid $55 for him from, I think I said Hobby Japan, because that's where I got him from. If I didn't, that's where I got him from Hobby Japan. So, yeah, this guy is a damn good value for everything you get, and as good as he looks.